Hey everyone, in today's NFT marketing case study, we're going to be learning about the right and correct way to advertise and market your NFT project during a bear market. The name of this project is 404 Arcane Valley, and they've managed to sell out a 5.5K collection in under 2 minutes in the middle of a bear market. So in today's video, we're going to be learning from their success. What exactly did they do and how can you apply that to your project? Because during a bear market, the way we do things is different than it used to be during the bull market a couple months ago. So pay attention and let's get into this video. My name is Leon Aboud. I'm the founder of Unfungible.xyz, an NFT strategic consulting and marketing agency aimed at helping NFT projects market their collection successfully. So if after watching this video you still have any questions related to NFT marketing, then feel free to book a free 30-minute consultation call by clicking the link in the description of this video so you can learn how we can help you, how we can help your project, and how you can get involved with us. And hey, if you want to read the written version of some of the points covered in today's video, make sure you check out my Twitter @HeyThisIsLeon, where I regularly share the written versions of the NFT marketing strategies I cover on this YouTube channel, as well as other observations I see out there in the Web3 space that do not tend to make it into a full 20-minute video. So as we can see right here, 404 Arcane Valley sold out in 2 minutes for a 5.5K collection. They have 18,000 followers on Twitter. If we were to go on their Magic Eden listing, you can see that the floor price is at 1.2, which is 3 times higher than the mint price. So they had a mint price of 0.4 and sold a 5.5K collection. So they've managed to make about $70,000 during a bear market in only 2 minutes. If we were to look at the art, we can see that the art looks pretty unique. It does have this gothic, dark side of it, which is very popular within the Solana ecosystem. So they definitely were playing on the meta factor. And on Discord, we can see that they have 9,000 Discord members, which is pretty impressive for a 5K collection, only having 9K Discord members. It really means that they've built a strong, loyal community of people and weren't really playing the numbers game, which is exactly what we're going to be looking at in today's video. So something interesting about 404 Arcane Valley is that they've started their marketing by following the traditional project sellout formula that we've seen a lot of projects use and that I've covered again and again on this channel. If you were to go back to the primates video, it's a pinned video on my profile, you're going to be seeing that they follow the exact same formula, just like this, step-by-step copy-paste. And 404 Arcane started off by following this formula. It is a 5-step formula which basically starts with the Twitter engagement farming phase, then transitions into the Discord release, then goes into quantum growth, and then transitions into maturing and then mint. If we were to look at the timeline of how the sequence of events happens, we can see that there is about a week of engagement farming. This is where we are warming up our account, trying to get as many impressions on our account as possible, really trying to show the NFT space that, hey, we exist, this project exists. Then Discord release, it speaks for itself. Then 2-3 days after that, when the dust settles, this is when quantum growth phase starts. And it is during the quantum growth phase, which typically lasts about 3 weeks. This is where we see projects go from 5K on Twitter all the way to 60, 70, 80K. And similarly on Discord, we see projects go from 5K on Discord all the way to 60K. And it is during that period where projects spend big money and really go hard on marketing. Then we transition into maturing, and this is in the last 2 weeks of the projects. And this is where we turn all those couple tens of thousands of people, we turn them from interested prospects into actual loyal community members of people that want, like, and enjoy your project and trust it. So they're going to become mentors. So if we look at 404 Arcane's strategy, we're going to see that they've started off by following the exact same framework. But then at some point, they've realized that this strategy no longer was working. So I'm going to show you how they transitioned things, what they did, and how that worked out in their favor. So we right here are on Arcane Valley's Twitter. And if we were to scroll all the way down to the very first tweet that they made, May 31st, we can see this was still during better market conditions than it was now. So they've started off during a time where the engagement farming strategies used to work. And if we were to go on the actual stats of the post, you can see it has 1,000 likes with 400 retweets. And then if we were to go on the retweets and scroll all the way down to the very first retweet, keep in mind retweets happen in chronological order. So the very first retweet right here, that was the first one that happened chronologically when the tweet came out. And you can see the first person that retweeted this tweet was Crypto Anglio, one of the top 3 influencers in the Solana space. And then if you scroll up a little bit, you can see again, SolHub, another great influencer, 181,000 followers. And really getting those people to retweet them early on, to give them that boost, that was basically a copy paste of the engagement farming strategy that happens on the first week. And it also follows the exact same template of engagement farming. So it starts with an attention-grabbing headline, then with a call to action. So in this case, it was "The Valley welcomes all. If you are reading this, consider yourself to be early. Any interactions with this tweet will make you eligible to access the window." And then if we continue scrolling up, they're going to continue following the same strategy, really attention-grabbing headline, call to action, and really boosting that using the influencers. And again and again and again, following the same template all the way for a couple weeks. And this basically marks the end of the Twitter engagement farming phase. So in their case, they were not following the exact same timeline of 1 week, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. They've extended the period of their marketing. And this was actually one of the downfalls of this project, because they started in May and only minted in September. So during the first while where they started marketing in May, the market was still hot and this was still performing. And again, those are not strategies that I'm inventing out of the blue. Those are all things that we've tried and tested with clients of ours over the summer, and they were working. However, by the time that 404 Arcane reached the quantum growth phase in phase 3, this is where they started spending big money. And really in quantum growth, you can very easily spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on marketing. And they've started to notice that the marketing dollars that they were spending was not yielding the marketing results that they were expecting. And again, this is something I assume would happen, having seen this phenomenon happen as the market was taking a turn. I've personally seen it and experienced it with the clients we work with, and we've had to transition the strategies we deploy with them. And similarly, 404 Arcane Valley had to transition. And really, you can see that they've went from spending money on working with influencers. For instance, they've worked with Cody On-Chain, YouTuber in the NFT space, really paying Cody to talk about the project. Again, it is not cheap to pay NFT influencers on YouTube to talk about your project. So they've continued doing the strategy until they've reached a point right here around mid-July. So a month and a half after launching, they've started to realize like, hey, this is no longer working. So they've basically, at this stage, July 16, this was the last day where they were doing paid promos. So you can see on July 14, they were doing a lot of engagement-centered giveaways. So they were following, the cheap engagement template where it's like 5 dreamless spots. Number 1, follow. Number 2, like and retweet. Number 3, tag 3 friends. It looks a little bit spammy. And those, you can see from the engagement. And then they've realized that. And by July 16, they've transitioned back to more branded templates. So you can see right here, the engagement is much lower than it used to be. And if you were to scroll through the retweets, you can see that there was no influencer that pushed that tweet forward. So they were basically writing on organic engagement at this stage. So if we were to go back to our timeline, really the quantum phase 3 was basically no longer working. So this is where they've decided to completely stop doing quantum growth, and they've moved directly into maturing phase. And this is what the new timeline looks like. So instead of phase 3 being quantum growth, it has now become maturing, and all the way using the maturing all the way into the mint. So instead of having 3 weeks of quantum growth followed by 2 weeks of maturing, they've had a full-fledged cycle of maturing. And the maturing phase, if we were to go back here, phase 4, the maturing phase is characterized by a lot of branded oriented activities. So those include regular AMAs with the community, regular AMAs with other communities, releasing roadmap updates, doxing the team, really activities centered at building trust with your existing community, showing the people like, hey, this is a hyped project, but we're also legit, and here's why. And we can see this again, July 18 was the first day of maturing for them. And this is where they organized their first AMA with Nico Zuma. And we can see moving on that the way they started communicating with the community changed drastically. No longer are we seeing, the cheap giveaway templates. All of a sudden, it is a lot more branded, more oriented towards building storytelling, building brand, building trust. And really what we can start seeing them do is that starting July 25th, they've started organizing an AMA every single day. And this became the core of their strategy. Daily AMAs. From Tuesday, July 26th, we're going to see it. So the first AMA they did during that time was with Satori, and then the next day with Art of Mob, and then the 27th, the 28th, the 28th, the 29th. If we continue scrolling up, you can see another AMA calendar, the 27th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 29th, 30th. If we continue scrolling up, again, another AMA calendar right here, the 31st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So they were doing sometimes 2 AMAs per day. And another calendar right here, the 8th, the 9th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, 11. And we continue scrolling up another, so 15, 15, 16, 18, 18. And really AMAs became the center of their branding. And this was a very smart move from them, really switching completely from paid marketing to organic marketing. Because during a bear market, the people that are here, that are grinding, the traders, the flippers, they're no longer here because NFTs no longer are as profitable as they used to be. So the people that were in it just for the money, just for the whitelist are no longer here. Because back during the bull market, getting a whitelist was a guaranteed 2-3x on your money. But now it no longer is. And the value of the whitelist no longer is as powerful as it used to be. So having them understand that this is the new state of the market, people are fearful. It takes more for people to trust a project. They've understood that and they've transitioned their strategy completely to go on AMAs. And AMAs is the #1 way to embed yourself, to embed your project within the NFT culture. The NFT space is a very tight-knit network of people. There's only a couple thousand people in the NFT space. And the best way to embed yourself within the culture is through AMAs. And this is exactly what 404 Arcane understood, and this is what they capitalized on. Another thing worth noting about Arcane Value is how strong of a storytelling aspect they had with their project. So the first thing when you enter their Discord is that you enter the entrance lobby, and it basically takes you through a story with very powerful storyboards of the project. And you can see, welcome to the value. Always believe in the power of imagination and the wonders it can do. So they had storytelling to be at the centerpiece of their project. And something they capitalized on Twitter especially, is that they had a lot of storyboards. And statistically, we've noticed with the campaigns that we run on Twitter with NFT marketing, we've noticed that storyboards like this one, for example, storyboards tend to perform 30% better in terms of engagement on Twitter than traditional PFPs, for instance, like this one. And this right here is a very good example. You can see the storyboard has 1.8K like, while the PFP has 900 likes. Of course, the content matters, but you get the point. And another example of this is just their website. If you were to go on their website, you can see knock knock, you have to knock, and all of a sudden, it greets you with this beautiful website with deep music that really fortifies what they're trying to communicate with very strong story. So I remember Zero Arcanes, the Magical Valley, Sparking Eyes, and the Free Minds. So they basically have a poem right here communicating the mission, the vision, and the branding of the project. And here you can see hashtag break free forever with a storyboard that looks very powerful. I mean, this looks beautiful, honestly. And really, they've capitalized on storytelling. It didn't follow the typical, NFT website where it's like the roadmap, the team, why us, and then join our Discord. For them, it was really a very storytelling centered project. And even right here, if we click on the manifesto, again, we can see it all ties back into the storytelling of the project. And they did really a good job at communicating that through the community-driven initiatives on Discord. So right here, Hey Arcanes, our website is live, and you can see, again, a storyboard representing that. This is a popular type of format where you have a book with something written. Throughout the Discord journey, they were constantly emphasizing and putting the centerpiece around the community. So right here, you can see our team has grown bigger, better, and stronger, and has been extremely contributive to the community that we have built till now. And here they show you who are the different community managers. So the community manager, the moderators, the event moderators, and then the collab managers. And you can see they had a big team of collab managers. Typically on projects, you have 1 to 2 collab managers. In their case, they had 6 collab managers. So they went hard on collaborations with other projects, which really helped them land all those big AMAs. The collab manager army that they had probably played a big part in the success of the project and helping them land all those AMAs. And here, the next announcement, you can see that they were organizing constant performances for their project, for their community. So don't forget, tomorrow, 30th, Thursday, 6 p.m., we will be having a performance here in Arcane Valley. Make sure to remind all fellow Arcanes. And right here, they did something which is a point I spoke about and expanded on during one of the last videos that I made on the YouTube channel, which is basically the 3 secrets to building a strong NFT community. And one of the points, which was inspiring a lifestyle around your brand. And in their case, this is exactly what they did. So dear Arcanes, the brewery is spinning awesome tales, and its quest to keep the Arcanes safe from the invisible enemy. While we wait for the Mall Road and Lincoln Park to open, we will fight back against the villains back to the territory. Let's have some fun and play the simple Twitter game. So let's take Twitter by storm. Introduce 404 beside your Twitter name. So they were basically telling people to add the 404 next to your name, which is basically something very common within NFT culture. You can see a lot of people in the DGods community, for example, people have the 33.3%. And then they were telling people to post their Arcane Valley artwork and then post proof. And then they were raffling giveaways around that. And here, for instance, you can see hosting constant games, constant giveaways, constant events. Dear all Arcanes, we will be hosting a few games of Among Us tomorrow 9 a.m. Very fun and easy, requires you guys to install the app on your phone. Please select the Asia server beforehand. And here around August, they've made the decision of pushing their mint by a couple weeks. And right here, they've done a good job at explaining why they were planning on doing that. So why will the mint be delayed? We want to mint with Bifrost to utilize their dynamic pricing feature. The Utes mint, so they projected that Utes was going to come in and suck a lot of liquidity from the market. And then the overall bear market where Solana is priced currently. And then they've announced what do they plan on doing instead. And they've decided to do something which did not turn out to be a very good idea at all, which is launching a mini collection of 444 NFTs. So launching the Genesis collection and then launching the actual 5.5K collection. And they were planning on selling those 444 at a price of 2.5 Solana. And then if we were to continue scrolling down, and right here they've made an announcement saying that the pre-booking private mint yesterday, but they couldn't make it to complete sellout due to some last minute cancellations. So they basically were not able to sell the 444 collection. And then this created some FUD within the server, which explains the type of announcement that they made. So we ain't going nowhere, we're gonna stay and fucking build. So it was a blunder of them to launch that little collection at such a high price, but then they were able to basically recoup and announce that they were working on the last 5.5K collection at 0.4 Solana. So really something they did very well was constantly keeping the community involved and active within the decision making of the project, and also making sure the community understands why they are moving forward with certain initiatives. So really being transparent that, hey, we might have messed up the Genesis mint, but this is what we're going to do instead. And really, you can see just by the volume of announcements that they have on their channel. And even while making this video, they posted this announcement right here. So really, it boils down to 3 elements that led to the success of Arcane Valley. The first one was their adaptability. The fact that they've noticed that the bear market has taken a turn and what they were doing before no longer was working. And this is where I see a lot of projects get stuck. They don't know how to proceed and they just fumble their own bags. But in the case of Arcane Valley, they've managed to transition their strategy to my point, which is number 2, really going all in on organic marketing and embedding and cementing their project within NFT culture. And then the third and final thing, which is really being very communicative, very transparent with the existing community and really showing them and communicating with them what their next steps are. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. I hope you did. If you did, please leave a like behind you as it helps me understand what type of content you like and it also helps the channel grow. And I will be seeing you in the very next video. Ciao.